Hello, chorus of RNS, and it's an odd context to be saying this in, but I want to say how delighted I am that I've become your new director. As you know, I've absolutely loved working with you in the past, and it's really exciting to think that we're now going to be working together on a permanent basis. But as I say, it's obviously a very odd way to start. The world has changed around us a lot. I do hope everybody's okay. So I spoke to the team at Sage and I said that I really wanted to start doing something in my role, and I wanted to connect with all of you somehow. It's not much, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something to kind of keep our hand in a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. We might be able to develop something quite creative. So my idea is, to begin with, very simple, is that I'm just going to make some videos where we get a chance to look at some repertoire together. I'm going to base these videos on the music that we're going to be looking at next season. Of course, we have no idea what next season will truly bring in reality. But I've decided to start with this amazing program by McCreesh, An English Coronation. Partly because it's kind of safely into the future, or it feels like it is anyway. It's kind of almost this time next year, early 2021. But also because it's all in English, and I think there's just something really interesting and nourishing about looking at music in your own language, and it is also a bit of a fascinating take on that repertoire, and it's hugely, well, the repertoire itself is hugely varied from, Gibbons to late 20th century. So I just thought it's a really nice place to start. It's good music, and it feels nice to bring a choir back to something that isn't symphonic, and to look at something, things which are unaccompanied, to look at things which are very, very, very choir centric. It feels like a nice place to start. For this first video, I'm going to look at Almost Merciful by Charles Wood, which is the simplest piece ever. And we'll just have a little bit of a go at it and see how it goes. Okay, so let's start with a bit of a warm-up. So let's do some breathing exercises. I'm sitting down so that I can be in shot, but you might want to stand up. It's up to you. Okay, so firstly, just copy me. Ah. 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 Okay, we're just getting vocalizing. Okay, now let's do some breathing in. So I'll do a count of 4. Breathe in over those 4 counts, and then I'll do another count of 4. Breathe out to a Z sound, a ZH. Okay, here we go. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, you have to work quite hard to get the breath out in 4 beats. Okay, let's do it again. Breathing in, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to do a longer count to breathe in and a longer count to breathe out. We're going to do 6 in and 8 out. Okay, here we go. Ready? Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's do one more of those. So breathing out to a zh sound, okay? So breathing into 6, out to 8. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we've got the breathing going a little bit. Let's start vocalizing a little bit more. Let's start using notes. So, I'm just going to be humming. Just gently down the scale. 3, and. Next one up. Being mindful of where you're feeling the resonance. So where are you feeling a buzzing, or where does the sound seem to be coming from? Is there a part of your body that's vibrating? Just be mindful of your sensations as you sing. 3 and. Change to an R. One more. Okay. Now, va vi va vi va vi va vi 2, 3, 4. For basses there. Well done if you're still with us. Okay, good. Okay, let's now have a little bit of a look at this Charles Wood, which I'm hoping you've had the music emailed to you. Just a quick note about the music. Some of the music is in copyright. Some of it isn't, but the edition might be in copyright. We've got the music straight from Paul and the Gabrieli team. Just for these rehearsals, so please definitely don't kind of share them with friends, and certainly don't kind of put them on the internet or anything like that. I know you wouldn't, but just want to absolutely register that although some of this music is quite old, we're treating it all really strictly as copyright. Okay, right. Just before we even start, I need to tell you something, which is that I think this is going to be unaccompanied, this first piece. So although actually there's an organ part written all the way through, as you'll hear if you listen to the CD, which I think we send you a link to, the Spotify version of it. I'm sure there's other ways of streaming it, but that's the way I've done it. On the CD you'll hear that you get a little organ introduction like this. And then it stops, and the choir doesn't come in that third bar. You just get that chord for 4 beats-ish, and then 2 beats rest, and then in comes the choir. Oh, most merciful. Okay, so that's the way we're going to do it. I'll do the intro. I'll play the chord for bar 3. Don't come in then. We wait 2 beats and then you come. I'll try and make it clear. Okay, so let's just have a sight read of this. Three, 4. Okay, so it's a sweet piece, very short, kind of written in as if he's trying to write a Tallis piece almost. I mean, obviously it's Wood's kind of harmonic language. You can feel that it's 20th century, but really harking back to the 16th century. Okay, so let's just look at this line by line and just do some very simple note bashing. I'm sure you'll have basically sung the right notes because it's not hard, but let's just check. Okay, so let's start with the basses. Your first line, so just sing along with me, okay? 3, 4. 1, 2. And 1. And 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm imagining a lovely fruity bottom E resounding through the houses of the Newcastle area. Good. Okay, now let's look at the altos. Okay, so I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to play your line through alto, sing along, and of course you can kind of go back over this until you're confident with it. Here we go. Almost Merciful. Straight from your entry altos. 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1. And 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, lovely. Now let's look at the tenors. From your first entry, 2, 3, 4. One. One, 2, 3, 4, 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and finally the sopranos, okay? From the top sopranos, 2, 3, 4. One. One, 2, 3, 4, and 1. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that gives us all of the notes. I'm now going to go over just some things to do with breathing and so on. If you want, you can, once we've done that, you can then go back and apply those to your individual lines that we've just done one by one in the light of that. So that might be quite a good idea. The other thing I wonder is, obviously we'll have quite a few videos like this where we go line by line, and it may feel like a slightly more kind of plodding way of learning things than we would normally do. But I'm doing it because you don't have each other, so you can't hear someone next to you singing your note. And I'm not saying that we should all be passengers. I think we should all be leaders. But the fact of it is that we sing together. We sing the right note, or we try to. The person next to us tries to sing the right note too, and it works as a team. And so I'm trying to be the rest of the team for you. But if you're finding it a little bit boring, hearing all the other parts, and you're confident with yours, or if you're not confident with yours, one idea is that actually when I'm playing through the tenor line, you sing your alto line, or soprano line, or whatever, whichever line I'm playing, practice your line against that. In fact, that's the way I think I work quite a lot. Take it apart. Let's have the altos and the tenors, let's have the sopranos and the basses, that kind of thing. So do that for yourself, and actually you might find that you're more engaged with the video rather than just waiting for your turn to come. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. So firstly, if we look at the breathing at the end of the first two bars of singing, so put the L of full on the last quaver, so we basically make a quaver rest at the end of the bar. Merciful, oh, okay? And then we do the same on bountiful. Most bountiful. So L on the last quaver of the bar, okay? So then let's just talk about louds and softs a little bit. So we start piano as marked, and then a little bit of a crescendo, and then Wood, or somebody, an editor maybe, has written mezzo forte for God the Father. Now listen to McCreesh's recording here. It doesn't get anywhere near mezzo forte. There's this kind of hushed, mysterious prayerfulness all the way through this number. So really these are shades of dynamic. Really they're all shades of piano, I would say. Maybe we get to forte on intercession in the middle of those hairpins. But I don't think we get to mezzo forte on God the Father. So find a way of intensifying the sound without going all the way to mezzo forte. Okay? So then we do God the Father Almighty to the end of the page. Full length minim on mighty. Mighty. Oh dear, just give you a little bit of a seventh there. Mighty. Off, and then it comes off on the beginning of beat 1 of the next bar, yeah? And then no breath of any kind after redeemers. I don't think you would anyway, but just to be sure. Okay, then you might have detected when we were going through line by line, I was doing a real pull up at the end of session, the end of the top system. So the idea there is that there's quite a big row, and we take a quaver out of shun. So session. So actually shun ends up feeling like it's way longer than your normal crotchet anyway. But the way to think of it is sweet intercession. So it's exactly half the length, yeah? And then hear us. These all quaver out in these 2 bars, bar 14 and bar 15. Everybody, sopranos and basses, and altos, and then tenors when you come in the next bar. So if I'm in alto, hear us, hear. Okay? And we all take a breath at the end of bar 15. And then here in this next bar, tenors and altos breathe, bar 16, you breathe at the end of us, quaver out. Pass, yeah. Basses, obviously you don't breathe at that point, and in fact basses do the last 4 bars in 1, okay? And altos, once you have breathed, you then do the last 3 bars in 1 breath, and sopranos do the last 3 bars in 1 breath, and tenors, your last 3 bars, you take a quaver out of us, yeah? So us when we cry. Okay, so hopefully you've got all of your breathing marked in now. We're going to just sing through it one more time now. You can of course go back over your individual lines earlier on in the video. Okay, so let's have a go. We'll come back to this piece at some point. This is basically the end of what I wanted to do. Just wanted to introduce one of the pieces, get you singing, get you excited, hopefully. It's a brilliant CD. I think we're going to try and send you the inlay booklet where Paul's written a long kind of essay really about the introduction to program notes, really, to the music on the CD, and it's really exciting. Okay, let's have a go. Three, four. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and do pass on any comments to the team, any suggestions for what would be helpful, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, hope you're all doing well and stay well. Okay, bye.